I'm coming off a little bit of a cold, but I'm mostly fine now. I'll just be a little sniffly throughout the stream. Um, I we're doing Weird Root today for Chapter 4. I'm familiar with the original Weird Root already, so don't expect anything like too significant off of it. I will try to elaborate some on what's going on in the save file to this point. So I have three different save files I'm running. One is kind of my blind first playthrough save file. One is the kind of weird route, all violence route save file. Oh, actually, let me do something first, because this is something I didn't know about. I skipped it instinctively, but apparently, um, this prophecy is different. Once upon a time, a legend was whispered among shadows. Oh, it was a legend of hope, of dreams. It was a legend of light, of dark. It. This is the legend of Deltarune. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't even notice that it was different at all. And it even has the updated logo with the different proportions. So we're going to go Chapter Three's files with Remore, who you can tell it's not my first playthrough because it is like 4 hours shorter. Technically only 3 hours shorter, but whatever. Remore's a reference to Franbo for context. Um, one of my favorite games ever. But we'll kind of skip the Roaring Knight, the one who's making the dark, the one who's trying to seal the dark world, destroy the world. So that's our enemy. Up until today, yeah, okay, I don't think this dialogue's going to be different. I think it's going to get different with Noelle. But now, something's taken Undyne into the shelter. Oh, and I did beat the knight on the save file. Kind of by accident. I was just kind of experimenting around with how much easier the violence playthrough save file was going to be, and I beat the knight on like my third try because having the mantle and the devil's knife makes it so easy to beat the knight. Real shot. Azure is just a midday motorist. He is the only other character other than Toriel to have a car to our knowledge, I think. Oh no, there's a couple of well cars now that I think about it. I forgot about the whole traffic jam gag. Yeah, time to wake up. I'm assuming most of this church dialogue is going to be about the same. Chris, hurry up or someone else will eat it. Yeah, and this is how you know it's the violent route. After the night showed up, we couldn't find Tenna in the Dark World anywhere. Asked around and seen him, but no one really wanted to help us find him. We were like too mean to everyone. Maybe we can still fix him somehow. Eh, this is a weird route. Tenna can suffer. Chris, you were sleeping like a puppy. Did you rest well? Come to think of it, I had some very strange dreams. Oh well, no more TV just before bed. Chris, how the hell did you sleep through a breakfast like this? Looking like this has got to be a sin. Oh, sinning. That reminds me. So, do you want to come to church? Sure. Oh, wonderful. Let me find some clothes for you, Peachy. I love this particular sprite. The hell? We gotta go to church? Damn it, I knew these pancakes were a trap. I like how they mentioned that. Um, I like how they mentioned in an earlier chapter that because this isn't like it's the religion isn't Christianity. It's the specific belief that anyone can be a hero, so you have to be kind to others. Like that's the core of their religion. is that anyone can be part of the prophecy. So, uh, what I find funny about this is like that's a not that segue doesn't make sense. They specifically say sinning is not a part of the religion. If we don't hurry and save her, then I'm gonna be like half skipping through dialogue for anything that like I'll be looking for something that was different, but if nothing stands out as weird. I love that Chris is just the same clothing with a button up. The Dreamers might be all a little stupid. That is correct. I like how, okay, this is one thing I've always thought about ever since I kind of like, when you first play Undertale, you think tutorial really has a point with what she's saying about, like, why didn't you just go to the surface with one soul and take 6? But, like, could you imagine the Monster King walks through to the surface with a human soul absorbed? Something that humanity was so terrified of, they went to war over monsters who hadn't done anything yet. And then he promptly kills 5 to 6 or 6 more people and becomes godlike. Would humanity not be pissed, terrified out of their mind? The game might just be really quiet. I don't know. Windows updated and really messed with the settings, and it really pisses me off. I'm the original pissed off Squawks. I'm gonna increase the volume as we go. Oh god, it is just really quiet. Hold on. Let me. Okay. I don't understand why it's like this now, but okay, it is. I'm gonna just put it on max for now, because those audio levels don't seem unreasonable compared to my audio levels. Maybe I'll turn it down a bit. Okay, I'll go for 8.9 or 0.89. You two behave yourselves, all right? Yeah, of course. Chris, show Susie where to sit down, all right? Guess we gotta go through that big door. Unless you want to look around first. There's not much. Just don't look around for here, I think. It's an altar full of hope candles. Each one has a person's name on it. Azriel, Asgore, Chris. Method must have lit those. Susie, you were tending to blow out your candle. Happy birthday, loser. Yeah, so like I said, Windows completely fucked up all my audio in one reboot, which I did not even agree to, by the way. I never pressed update, and it updated itself. And then I had to spend like an hour configuring so many different random little settings. It really annoyed me. Also speaking of audio, unrelated to that, I finally have a microphone stand. So my microphone is like properly mounted now and pointed at me and all that, and has like a pop filter and everything. Okay. Oh. You can't... say something stupid about it. They should take one of these. That's a good gag. I forgot about that. So you're not allowed to pray in this iteration, it seems like. Hell yeah, back on the bus. Yeah, I'll sleep through it. I've already seen this. I don't think it's going to be different. Okay, let's see. Is Crystal a goober? Okay, yeah. It's hard to tell how... This is something that's interesting coming off of Deltarune. Alright. The implication that Frisk is just fucking completely apathetic and does not give a shit is one of the most fascinating additions from Deltarune. Because Chris really cares what we decide and what we don't do and don't do. Frisk, however, was all like, or it was all like nothing. That never protests, never does anything. We just wipe an underground off the face of the earth in a genocide run, and they just go with it. Darn, I need a drink of water, but Susie's over there, and if I go make my 25... Oh, wait. Oh, I did it wrong. Forgot. I did it backwards. Good. What? It's not funny. Do humans not have a sense of humor or anything? Yo, Snowy, yeah, it's the first, like, racist comment in the entire game. I'm not gonna say bang and sermon my main man. This is the evil route. Shelter. No. Listen, place. Berkeley. Okay. Hey, what's the deal, Snowmobile? Huh? Locked out. No, I wasn't stuck outside the gate again, was you, Chris? Oh, damn, I keep telling her to keep it key at City Hall, but she keeps insisting on keeping everything important at home. Just like Noelle when Noelle was a kid. She made paper snowflakes for Carol and hung up at work. But Carol wouldn't just take them there, because she wanted to keep those damn things safe. She preserved them and stuck them up on the wall at home. Of course, you know Noelle, she had to cry over that. Until she went and made you snow angels with you guys. After that, she forgot all about. She forgot she was sad at all. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay. I'm gonna save Noelle for last. She's gonna have all the spooky dialogue this chapter. Nah, we're doing well. I did this last time, but I'm still doing it. Did you want to talk about something? Thanks for the enthusiasm, Chris. Why would you want to go there? Architectural history research. Chris, wow, that's very beyond and above. That being said, Chris, I don't think you should try to go in there by yourself. The shelter, it's a place for people to survive in an emergency, right? But ever since I moved here, it's been closed for some reason. It makes me wonder if, even if there was some disaster, whatever's inside there might be worse. Yeah, of course, that's just my paranoia speaking. But I will say, I've only ever seen a couple people head over there. Undyne and the mayor. So if you want to ask the mayor or Undyne to chaperone you, I'm sure they might be able to do that with you, to help you with the project. By the way, in the process of asking Undyne, could you tell her to call me or text me back? Okay, yeah. Clues acquired. Now you can report Susie. Oh! Huh. Weird. Explain the clues. Okay. It's interesting how this is probably one of the few times Chris has ever spoken candidly to Susie without us being, like, without conveying information from us. I guess that kind of is. Of course the music's fire. It's Deltarune. So the only two leads we got are... the symbol is Deltarune. Yeah, okay. We saw this first playthrough. Pine Tree, Chris kept on... Yeah. let's get to the weird stuff. But Noelle said your mom keeps everything important at home. Actually, Rudy said that, but okay. Well, yeah, now that I think about it, the mayor's Noelle mom, right? Maybe if we tried... Chris, Susie? Would you want to come by to my house? Oh, that's different. That's our first major difference. Okay. My house? And work on our project after church? Yeah, of course. That's wrong. Susie's voice, I did Noelle's voice. Great! Right? 'Cause she's... I'll, go bring my dad back to the hospital. Cool, that's, awesome. See you later. Too easy, right? Boom, give me 5. Oh. What's up? You, got something against Noelle, Chris? Like, hey, maybe things took a weird route just now. God damn it. I saw the screenshot, and I had no clue how the hell we were going to get to this line. I mean, who'd expect you to ask us like that? Maybe we should be glad it's going so fast, right? Right? Hey, how about some of this red stuff, no? Your loss. You're gonna want it later. Let's just go already. That's the first major difference. I mean, she is getting stronger, quote unquote. Oh, Chris, Susie, what about going to the diner? I have to come back to church in a few hours for choir practice. It'd be nice to have a little treat before then. As you are. Turn. Alright, let's knock some stuff off the list of stuff to do. For starters, let's grab $5. I'm curious if the diner scene changes. And also, let's knock off all of the post game, I guess in this case pre-game. That's down. No, it's down. Sometimes I forget the map of this. Like, it's a very simple layout, but sometimes I still do. Yeah, it's about the same. Hello, Skeldark. Oh, that's not the right music. I mean, it is, but that's wrong now, because we should have really intense, like, nice music. Instead of, like, the melancholy piano. Or, I guess this is a pleasant piano, but the point being. Rousey. Susie, Chris, welcome back. I miss you. Yeah. Here, let me talk to you about something. Remember that cop last night, Undyne? The night took her and locked her in the shelter downtown. But we gotta get her out. But the door's solid steel. There's no way we can break in. Now looking up the codes. We thought Noelle's mom might have one, but are you yeah. And if anything tough happens, I'll come help you two as fast as I can. I think that's different. Thanks. If it's any consolation, I don't sense any immediate danger. The Knight's only goal is to hurt people. They would have acted sooner, right? For now, let's make sure no one else gets taken. Yeah, that's much more confrontational than I feel like the dialogue was normally. Yeah. Swoozy. Knock off the stupid voice. Oh yeah, this is actually really weird seeing the layout only like half altered. That isn't ready to be opened yet. Maybe there wasn't enough staff. Weird. So yeah, Remore continues. But oh, I never really explained. So I mentioned before that Remore is a Fran Bow reference, but Remore's title. So he's the prince of. Okay, how do I explain Fran Bow lore very quickly? So in the world of Fran Bow, trauma attracts these certain demon-like creatures known as Kamalas. And Remore is the son of Mabuka, the kind of mother of all of them. And as her like main son, he is essentially the Prince of Darkness. Hence, kind of the gag with Deltarune. And his title is the Terrible Black. I love this gag. Splat, I'll say. So that's kind of the gag with Deltarune, is like, by being Remore, we are the evil version of darkness rather than the good version. Whereas my perfect save file is named Kinder, the German word for child. That's all that. There's no joke there. I was going to go with like Mabuka, because even though Mabuka is like canonically a worse entity than Remore, she actually doesn't really give a shit about Fran or like hurting people at all. Because she is such a cosmic like high sight evil that it's kind of everything's below her in a weird way. Start a fan club, but we don't have enough members. I want you. Yeah. Yeah, so only a few of the... It's a really weird seeing Castletown this empty and kind of depressing. Is that Shadow Crystal? Meaning you must have. Well, never mind that. You got the Shadow Crystal, that's all that matters. Now you've got 3, only 2 more, and you should have enough to make something I think you'll quite enjoy. Now good luck, I'll be taking the Shadow Crystal. That's strange. By all reasonable means, the strength of your next opponent should be enough to ring you the bell at feet, but for some reason, I can't help but think you might win. What is this feeling? Hope? Whatever it is, I think it's quite funny. So I like to think that's talking about, I like to think that dialogue is talking about how Gerson should have been another, like, near unbeatable boss, but because he's trying to train Susie, he'll be actually quite tangible. Yeah, so the dialogue's weird, because Ralsei seems to have dialogue to imply he doesn't remember as much as the other Darkners do. But at the same time, he has been in this Dark World the longest. So it's a little weird. It's doing absolutely reprehensible. Okay. I'm just looking for like any different dialogue. I'll voice it when I read something that's like I don't remember or I think is significant. There could be something like that for the like pocket dimension stuff or the dark and light worlds and all that. But I don't think we're meant to read into it too much sometimes. Like not everything in every story is like a super hard set like mechanical. This affects X, this affects Y kind of system. Wait, Swatch is here? That's actually dialogue I thought was going to be different. So I guess Swatch came from the second Dark World. Also, something I just kind of picked up on. Ralsei doesn't speak like Asriel does at all. Asriel has like a folksy kind of like youthful accent, even as Flowey sometimes. You'll notice it where he'll like say howdy and all that. He has this kind of like half whimsy voice to him. And Ralsei seems to only speak not like perfectly properly, but like he doesn't do that. He doesn't speak folksy. He says like, "Would you fancy some?" Which is like I don't know any. I guess sometimes like country people might say that, but it's not like a usual. You don't associate that some. I saw a sprite rework that it's one of the few times I actually think a sprite rework I do wish was the canonical sprite. Because a lot of times I'm like, that kind of ruins the charm or vibe of the original. But, someone redid Ralsei's hat off sprite to be more like his hat on sprite. And it does look more natural when flipping between the two. I kind of do wish, because if you really try to map his hat off sprite, it does not really fit the sprite of him with his hat very well at all. And, or, maybe I'm a little crazy for this, I kind of wish Ralsei was like a black sheep, a black goat kind of thing, rather than being another kind of white goat character monster thing like the Dreamers are. I know that's to help establish a connection, but I feel like the fact that he's a goat at all would have helped that connection exist in the first place. You know, like, it helps keep him different while also keeping, like, the idea that he looks like Asriel. But he's, like, the Prince of Darkness, you know? He is the Darkener who can go anywhere in the world. Him not being, like, a kind of normal character design of, like, the Dreamers, but with red horns and glasses is kind of, I don't know, it doesn't seem super fitting to me. I don't hate his design. I think it's adorable still. It's just like, you know, it's a little weird to consider in context. Someone pointed out, and I had never noticed this, that there is a single time that Ralsei says, like, damn or something. I forgot what the actual swear was, but he does kind of mildly swear in chapter 3 during the concert. Oh, Chris, how are your adventures going? You didn't happen to recruit any cyber guys, did you? Maybe even like a smart coffee machine? Desolate hope. No? Well, at least say hi to Noelle for me, haha. Oh boy, I'm trashy. I should love being a wacky roommate. I wish lately I'm the only one who picks up and puts the trash out into their body. Hmm. This isn't the girl next door. Shut up, OST. So, oh, and I do want to be in my own playthrough offline where I try to get the perfect save file. No. Oh, Chris. That's actually like a really sweet moment, weirdly enough. Chris trying to force us to be kind to Rousey. I'm sorry, Chris. I was being... Alright, furniture piece number 1. Thanks, Susie. Let's go, Chris. Can you please take this back? We only see this in this route, huh? Or not this route, but... You normally get the weird ICE head mask. So, as we're kind of locked in as Chapter 5's either boss or secret boss and or just general Shadow Crystal wielder, I wonder what our Chapter 6 and 7 is going to be. Because I feel like with Chapter 6, things are going to get real ramped up if this chapter has anything to say. And I don't even know if Chapter 7 will have a secret boss. I say that because Sham says there's only 2 crystals left. And we get one of them this chapter, and Asgore has the next one. I like the telescope the most. I saw some interesting conversations about whether the spare system in Undertale or Deltarune is better, and I go back and forth on it a lot. Oh wait, what the fuck am I doing? Hold on. God, I instinctively... I completely forgot I could destroy them with violence. They still have weird patterns. God, they have a lot of HP, though. However, with the Puppet Scarf, like, we deal so much damage combined with Devil's Knife. I'm a little confused, though, conceptually, how... I'll have to check something between rounds. Whether... I can wield the Hammer of Justice or not with the Devil's Knife. I mean, I can't. Obviously, Susie can't wield both, but can I use? Can Susie have the Axe of Justice or whatever the hell? Well, Chris wields like the Devil's Knife and still gets the benefit. Something I'm not quite sure about. And then we'll have the Twisted Thorn. So I guess this chapter we kind of just have to abandon the Devil's Knife or the Hammer. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, no, I like the battle system more in Deltarune overall, but the specific conversation is sparing enemies more interesting in Deltarune or Undertale? Because in Undertale, it's all about getting to a specific dialogue destination, whereas in this game, it's about building a percentage no matter what you do. Like, it kind of dehumanizes the enemies some in Deltarune. Is like is the point people were kind of talking about, and I do agree with this some. And it is like a valid point that because it's all just about building a percentage, it's a lot more about the Delta Warriors than it is about whatchamacallit, than it is about the enemies like it was in Undertale. Which makes sense given the context of this game. It's just a funky distinction that, like, the Deltarune combat system just is different in that regard. Oh, okay, I only had to beat one of them. Cafe... Oh yeah, Swatch is here. I do think Ralsei would like green tea, though. Yeah, I'll make a twin ribbon. I hope I got like a quad ribbon some chapter. I think I already made. Oh, I forgot I even had this. Holy shit, it deals so much more damage. So, can Chris even wield? Hold on, let me check something. Let's just switch over for a moment. That's weird. I'm a little split on whether this is like the most practical. I almost kind of want to maybe someday abandon this version of the No Mercy route and do something a bit more complicated by, and I know it's a little counterintuitive, but sparing Jevil specifically, and maybe Spamton as well, because we will get the fucking hammer no matter what. You don't get a pacifist item with Gerson. So, if this is supposed to be the get stronger route, isn't it actually better? Now for the weird route though, you have to get. I guess for Spamton you have to get the puppet scarf to give Ralsei a weapon. So I guess that part's fine. But I do think maybe getting the Devil's Tail, as counterintuitive as it is, might be better. Huh. So we're still smiling, huh? I was a little worried we wouldn't still be smiling at this point. Yeah. That is a good point. So yeah, maybe I'm mainly sticking to violence only because that feels like the consistent rationale of this route, but also it might not matter. It's because I'm drawing from like dumbass. That's weird dialogue. I don't remember that. It's north. Gosh, remember? Sorry if I was too strict when I babysat you and Noelle. Since then, Noelle's always seemed nervous around me. Until today, she even complimented my outfit. What changed? And then she was muttering something like, "You don't scare me." That first part was the same as before, because she's no longer afraid of mice. I don't remember that second part, though. Dude, Chris, hi. Sorry I'm late, I just had to... Yeah? Is that a rose? Yeah, sorry. Oh shoot, did you want some? Okay, whatever. Alright, let's get ready for weird stuff. Alright, here's my house. Sorry it's not much, but... The hell, it's huge. I'm already getting lost just standing here. Oh, really? Then here, I'll show you around. Okay, no, it's not gonna. Welcome to my home. Chris, let's start searching. Okay. Let's be at the couch when you're done searching. What's this room you can save here? I never even... Okay, so let me elaborate on something that's been on my mind for a bit. I am now really pushed more towards Carol being the knight than Des. Because A, the katana looks similar. B, right? The knight actually has different horns than Des does. In the flashback to in chapter 3's flashback that Tenna goes on about how everyone used to watch him every holiday, Des has the same rounded horns that Noelle and Rudy do. Like they're still plus shaped, but they're round. They're soft. Whereas Carol's, and we'll see this when she appears later in this chapter, has like super sharp, jagged, like tips to the horns. Like it's a much more like star-shaped plus pattern, kind of like Chris's save file actually. I don't think there's a connection there. I'm just saying like they are sharp and plus shaped. They're jagged, they're star-like. And the knight also has sharp, like jagged horns. They are not like rounded like Noelle's or anything. Yeah, all Light World save files look weird and like weak, and it's because they're not actually even supposed to be there. They are player convenience, apparently, according to Toby. The Light World wasn't supposed to have save slots at all, but the playtesters were so frustrated having to redo certain dialogue that they missed and all that, and having to go back to the Dark World every time to save, that they ended up just adding something to the Light World. Yeah, the antlers. I've read the word for antlers. Ignore that. But anyway, the point is the antlers are sharp on Carol and the knight. She has the katana, which could be her Dark World weapon. She's able to go in the Light World, whereas we don't. We specifically are taught this chapter that any dead Darkner specifically cannot, or any dead Light World monsters cannot return to the Light World. Even if they're revived by darkness. And yeah, her timing in this chapter is also real perfect. So she's in on it no matter what. There's no question that Carol is in on what I'll say the roaring conspiracy. Let's go with that phrase. Like, it is Chris, Carol, minimum, probably Gaster, maybe, though we still haven't encountered him or like confirmed his existence yet. Because Rudy doesn't make much sense. He cannot run at nearly fast enough to escape Susie running. That doesn't make much sense. Carol, I don't see why she couldn't. Nothing about her health is commented on. And deer are supposed to be really fast. And we know that the holidays are incredibly powerful in the Dark World. But do. Someone pointed out, I think this is very funny, that I never really clocked. The perspective on this room makes no goddamn sense. You have a straight line going up here on the right side, but then it like warps reality to fit Noelle's bed at an isometric angle. And then you have this chair coexisting between both dimensions of reality here. It does not make much sense. But, and it looks kind of weird in this bottom left corner particularly. The fact that it doesn't extend fully just kind of crushes in the top right, or top left. Alright. I think we interacted with everything we're allowed to interact with right now. That's a... I don't remember that sprite for Chris. Yeah, I just took the dad home, so it's me here. No problem, I can probably just cook something. Gosh, I'm not going to burn myself. Okay, see you later tonight. Sorry, should we just go ahead and start about our projects? Wait. Don't we need more stuff? You know, like paper, pencils, project stuff? Chris, you should go look for it. Right, I think there's stuff in my room if you want to look. Can we go in the bathroom now as just Chris? Chris, take the knife. It's interesting that our narrator was going to let us read it if Chris didn't intervene. Chris, are you up there? Chris, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. You know, just the two of us. If you don't mind, I mean. I'll be in my room, okay? Okay, now we're getting weird. It'd be wild if, like, we drag Noelle into something like the Dark World of Chapter 4 or something like that. Something that, like, completely diverges what's supposed to be possible. Organize all the boxes. Let's see if the Asgore's dialogue's still here. Yeah, no Chris here, like last time. So we have free reign over this room. It's real weird just seeing the soul float around. I think straight up, uh, huh, no bathroom dialogue, so no Asgore here. I wonder if we're doing it because we're doing it sooner than we're supposed to, because Noelle's talking with Chris, or if that just like forces differences to exist. Deltarune theories win. I'm kind of split on that. I'm going back and forth if I want to make Deltarune theories or not. I feel like it's really hard to make a Deltarune theory that holds up though. I don't think I've ever seen a game series at this earnestly good at subverting expectations without it be feeling like kind of unfair. Um, Bendy's the example of like the opposite of this, where it's like, um, Bendy felt a little like not like they were rewriting the story completely, but it felt like they were slightly tweaking things as they went. In a much more, I don't know, obvious way than FNAF's usual tweaks, it feels like. Whereas Deltarune, when it subverts something, it feels like, to be honest, I've been kind of waiting for a chance to just be all alone today. There's something I want to talk to you about, Chris. I want to talk to you about last night. Last night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, all I could see was snow. I was terrified, Chris. Terrified it was real. I went out to the porch to breathe, and that's when I felt it. A hand on my shoulder. I froze. Then I heard your voice. Chris's voice. You said, sorry for being weird at the hospital, Noelle. You said it was a stupid prank. You said Burley was going to get better. Chris, your voice, your deadpan mumbly voice, even though if you sound kind of weak and shaky, I don't know why, but it felt like so long since I had heard it. I even heard sniffling. Chris, you're back. Chris, thank you. Well, no thanks for pranking me, but Chris, can I say something else? Oh no. What? How did we do this? How did we do this? Chris, there's something else I want else you did. Something else I have to ask you about. After you said all that, you took my hand and pulled a thorn out of my finger. Then you said when I saw you again, you said not to mention that you did any of this, or hmm? Chris, it's okay. It's just us. You just said not to mention any of that because I'd get Chris, it's okay. It's just us. Who's gonna hear? Um, is there a correct option? Um, me. That's real weird. Chris? Chris, your voice. Chris, that's another joke, right? That voice. How voice from my dream because it Uh, I don't like that Noelle's eyes are turning red now. Is it because it wasn't a dream? I feel like you always just pick the scary option. Sorry, Chris. What did you say? I must have misheard. No, there's no way they heard. There's no way they heard my thoughts. I heard. That's that's uncomfortable as hell. Holy shit. What are you talking about, Chris? I didn't say anything. It's impossible. That's impossible. It's just a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Chris is like cold blue right now. This is freaky. If you can hear me, say red or blue. Say green or black. Say it didn't happen. Say it didn't snow. It snowed. You're lying. You're lying. Noelle, I like this one more because it's more definitive. Like Noelle becomes stronger. Chris, Chris, what did you say? Oh no, Chris, Chris, what is that? Chris, that's not the thorn, is it? That's not. That's not the thorn ring, is it? Chris, come on. You you still what about last night? What about didn't you didn't you want to protect me? Oh no. Oh no. Why can't I move? Why can't I look away? Noelle, do something. Chris, I mean, I think I just need to, gosh, I think I, Chris? Oh, oh, we've never heard the full jingle. That's haunting. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, this is the other scene I was mildly spoiled about. Dude, I kind of wish Frisk could pull this shit. I could you imagine if Frisk had the guts to do shit like this? How different Undertale would be. Chris, Chris, are you okay in there? Um, just thought I'd let you know. Mayor Carroll's asking everyone to leave, and I thought you looked a little down today. So I made a special treat for you. Your friend and I will be waiting outside with it. Feel better, Chris. I can't blame it, Chris. This is oh shit. There's something really jarring about whenever Chris enters like more fluid movement states. It really freaks me out sometimes. Chris, how are you doing? If you aren't feeling your best, perhaps you should straight home and rest. Here, I borrowed some sweets and made you a hot chocolate. Your favorite marshmallows, melted candy bars, and a little pinch of cinnamon ice. See you around, Chris. Proceed. Guess we can go. Fuck. So is the implication here that we committed self-harm? Or that by beating up the soul that bad, that it hurt us? Small chip of extremely hard glass. It's oddly, it's nearly opaque. Okay. Or is the implication that we gave up some of ourselves for Noelle? Hey, so while you were keeping Noelle busy, I looked in the room next door. There was this weird guitar in there, and inside of it was the code to the shelter. Didn't get to write anything down, though. When I went to the living room with it, your dad caught me and started talking to me until Noelle's mom showed up super pissed. Great. How the hell are we going to get back there now? Well, what the hell do we do now? I'm split between the fact that it's perfectly half our health is weird. If it was just self-harm, I think we'd be down to 1 HP. Hear me out. Did we just split half of ourselves into Noelle? Is that part of our like scheme here? Is that the implication that we gave up half ourselves so we could permanently be connected to Noelle? No, yeah, Noelle just Carol just hates Susie. Is the implication? I love Burger Pants' expressions. I need something like this. Yep, I needed some levity. We didn't even get to hang out, really. Like, all three of us, I mean. You know, Noelle, she wanted to talk to you. Something about her look was kind of weird. Why couldn't she just talk to you in front of me? What are you two talking about? It wasn't about me, right? Oh, that was the most creepypasta moment in a while. Every now and then, Deltarune's really good at feeling like a creepypasta. That was like, that was real. Like that didn't feel like that was supposed to be able to happen. Okay, so here's something that just crossed my mind. So see this sprite, right, of Susie, how it covers her eyes. And there was a whole motif in chapter one was her eyes being covered, and Ralsei had that too, where it's their face being shaded out, each of their respective faces being shaded out by their hat or hair or whatever. Do we think Chris will have one of these moments when they're finally free from the player or whatever, or accept the player? Like, I really hope that's Chris's arc, is like learning to either work with us or stand aside from us or something like that. Because Chris's face has been obscured the whole game. We have only gotten a couple glimpses at Chris's actual eyes. We know in the Dark World, Chris's eyes are red, but also Chris turns blue in the Dark World, so we don't know if that's their actual eye color or not. I mean, I guess their eyes have to be red for the most part because when they pull up the knife in chapter one, their eyes are red again. So I was playing a little bit of Final Fantasy IV the other day, just by like coincidence. A friend had it and all that, so I was playing through a little bit of it. Um, Specifically the Chronicles version of the PS1 disc. And I gotta say, going to a classical RPG from Deltarune is real whiplash. I don't think they're having choir practice in there. Yeah, Susie's eyes turn red when she makes a fountain, but also Chris wasn't making a fountain either of those times, is the thing. And it's not even like the human soul changes the eye color. Yeah, like I said, the end of chapter one implies Chris's eyes are red because that there's no soul there. Um, and that's not in the Dark World. Yeah, we don't know. We have no implication Chris made the second Dark World because the Queen specifically says the Roaring Knight made. Uh, made that Dark World. Let's give this a shot again. I do kind of soft headcanon that Chris is more or less meant to stand in for both Frisk and Kara. Um, in this world. So, what happens if you can even beat this? What would happen? I'm curious about that. Fuck. Fuck. Okay, so it's just kind of another, like, Chris forces us to lose moment. I would be shocked if Gaster was actually the knight. I also gotta say, the lighting in this chapter is a really nice step up. Like, look at the little subtle stuff going on with Chris, or with Susie and Ralsei. It's really nice. Chris isn't the only one who doesn't have, like, this updated lighting. Mistake, buddy. I start feeling bad for the enemies I encounter. Like, these are just random ghosts. I mean, not of anyone real or specific, because, you know, that's not how the Dark World works, but... Actually, they could be, given that Gerson is. I find myself, with a lot of these opening puzzles, kind of just running through them. Often. They don't deal enough damage to, like, really hinder you by the next save point. I will say, from now on, might be one of my new favorite Toby Fox tracks. I think it's a really good replacement for Rude Buster. I wonder why Gerson was doing that. I'm a little... It's not super clear. Why Gerson was kind of, I guess, just ore farming in this first half of the chapter. I guess you gotta follow him is, like, the bit here. I kind of forgot what the, like, the... Kind of just, like, I think this is one of the sections you're not really meant to replay, so... It's not like we can find, like, a revive mint here or anything like that. Another interesting observation I've heard was that Ralsei should know fire magic, but just doesn't use it for some reason. Because his counterpart in Dragon Blazers knows fire magic. Which means it's part of the prophecy that he uses it. Sorry if I'm going to be a little quiet every now and then. Yeah, I think it's just because he doesn't... I understand Ralsei is like an inherent pacifist, but he's fine fighting is the thing. And his whole arc at the end of Chapter 1 is like learning to accept that you'll have to fight every now and then. God, with a shard, I'm like, how the hell are we going to... I do think I'm gonna copy the save file. I think is my idea. But that's also another interesting line. It's very Spider-Verse-y. It's like, it doesn't really matter as much. Like, the idea of wind doesn't matter as much as the fact that something like that happens, you know? Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. I'm not sure if the Titans are anything other than just excess darkness existing within darkness. Like, if the idea of a dark world is going darker than dark, I think the Titans are increasingly pushing that threshold more than it can handle. So if the idea of what we see in the dark worlds are correspondent to real things or the manifestations of them, then that would mean we are seeing so much darkness that we cannot comprehend what it is, so they're kind of just Eldritch Horrors manifested. I'm gonna buy this just for the sake of it. Wait for guard, sure. I have so much money. Scarf, twin ribbon, silver card. Yeah, Gray's area is better. Oh, that's interesting. Where did I even get this? I mean, more healing's nice, but I kind of want to... You know what would be nice? If we could fuse the Devil's Knife with the Act of Justice. Okay, let's go get the climbing gear. Oh, wait, no. I still am not super big on the climbing in this game. Actually, hold on. So here's something I'm split on. Do we actually want to temporarily recruit the Mizzles so we can fight them over and over again? Because they are objectively the best enemy to grind in the game so far. Yeah, I know you don't need to kill them all. That's what I was thinking. I thought this was where Jackenstein was. I guess my head map isn't great for the chapter yet. But yeah, this is the exact reason I wanted to spare them, so we could just keep. Look how big our graze area now is with all the items. I think before the chapter ends, we'll have to go... I feel like the characters are so strong at this point. No. Yeah, there we go. Because this is the only renewable source of revive mints, and we use so much of them. in the night fight, kind of no matter what, unless you no-hit it. Oh. Also, this theme rules, so... Didn't even mean to... What the? I'm not picking that one. Am I? I feel like I'm being gaslit. Embezzle. Kind of using this as like a almost like a heal center also. What Frause? Rules, did you say? This is also the first chapter without rules, so I think there's also what kind of makes it feel a little weird. There it goes. So what exactly is the point of dodging that attack? Because it feels like it goes off at the same time every time. Oh, only 40 on... Oh, yeah, because we're super low on magic. That's right. I'm not really thinking this through. Alright. I couldn't grind those later. Yeah. I'm surprised my mic is picking up I do at some point need to switch to a better mic for actual like live streams. My mic is it's like a Yeti Nano, which is like perfectly fine. We can get rid of the Dark Burger. Okay. Try it, bitch. Do I even have enough for the... Monster horns, not ears. Okay. I guess I'll grind for a bit of cash on it. I feel like I had more money. I guess I'll have to use the missiles for that. It's probably a revive mint puzzle, right? Usually they do these type of puzzles for revive mints. Like these little bonus puzzles that don't really like progress. Zorbax. Vampire? Scoop up HP when you attack. That's actually... But less magic. 4 less magic? Okay, that's not worth it. We were so close. That said, the Zorbax might be a good... The Zorbax, now that I think about it, might be good for grinding, now that I think about it. Because we're not using Susie's magic at all, really, for those encounters. So for fighting missiles... Who the hell are you? I don't remember you. It is a good experiment we'll never really be able to run unless we get really far into the weird route. Can Ralsei exist in the Dark World without Chris? Because that would confirm they're an object. He's an object on like Chris's part, like person. not just something that manifests in the dark world. I could also see a rationale if they're an item just super buried in the back of the closet. It's interesting that room feels like it just goes away whenever you get that part of the puzzle. Yeah, there is an... I think it's a revive mint. I'm trying to remember what's... It might be a Rouse item, though. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember... How do I... There we go. That was it. Yeah, it's a revive mint. Usually these are revive mints. Maybe an item. Yeah, that's the thing. I mentioned this earlier. Like, Deltarune is so hard to predict, where it's just like, you always think like, oh, it's this. And I think part of what makes it satisfying feeling is usually the things that were red herrings still pay off to something, just not what we thought it was. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, if we learn that Ralsei is Chris's real soul stuck in the closet or something like that, and the reason they're able to go to each dark world is just because, remember, Ralsei's phrasing for the dark worlds was the reason they turn to stone is because they don't belong in that dark world. However, if Chris is what they're tied to, that would mean wherever Chris goes, they belong with Chris, or he belongs with Chris. So I wouldn't be surprised if like it is something like that, where it's like, if it's the knife, it's the headband or whatever, if it's something tied to Chris, Ralsei always belongs as long, or even Chris's original soul. Oh yeah, we can't hit him because of the dark. Okay. I wonder if my opinion on this fight will change a little bit with practice. I'm just realizing, wait, can you kind of cheat phases with the graze mechanic? Because it doesn't seem like I'm getting much, even when I graze. God damn it. Now I'm not quite bricked out of the fight, but I am... Oh, cool. I'm still not a fan of this section because it's really funny, don't get me wrong. It's a really funny gag. But it feels, because it's the same every time, it feels like I'm a little bit robbed of like actual progress. It's just like, oh, I just have to hit the third phase. Like, why even have percentage on this point? If it's going to be the same every time. Like, a lot of my complaints I still stand by, I feel like, for this fight, even though it is way funnier to watch this fight. In hindsight, than it felt like when I was playing it originally. Huh. They even give me a speed up power up if I can't fucking use it. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why? Fucking, I don't know why I get anything other than just defend. Speed up is not worth it. Yeah, that felt like a bug. How was I supposed to survive that attack? It just killed me, and there was no way I could survive that. Maybe I should go for Susie's power. Maybe the pickup range is actually worth it. I mean, there's not much. This is one of those also like fights where it's like, what are you supposed to say? You know. So watch how it behaves normally. This is like the weird thing. It's like it's supposed to. Yeah, so it just glitches. It's like just broken there. I'm just not a fan of how this fight feels, to be completely honest. Like, I'm still not, like, warmed up on the actual gameplay of it. It's an incredibly creative fight, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not a terrible fight. it just is of the various like mini boss gimmicks. I don't know. I find this one the least fun. Am I going to be able to finish this chapter before, like, in my head? Oh well, damn if they. I only have one more phase left, so I'm not really worried about getting all the MacGuffs. There we go. Like, this is basically just an unskippable cutscene. That's like the thing, this part. It genuinely is taking too long, though. Like, is there even weird stuff left for this chapter? Or is it just chapter 4? Because I have to, like, go at 10. Okay, so the ending cutscene's different. That's what I expected. Pretty much a lot of... I expected a lot of the Dark World stuff was going to be mainly different. Or mainly the same, but... Because I will say, something I kind of like, or I think is a good call. Like, Deltarune doesn't change itself arbitrarily. Yeah, and we should work on grinding Susie's healing, I think, with the missiles. So let's... Okay, I feel like that's just a reminder that those platforms are movable like that. By the way, do we know what the gag is about Toothpaste Boy? Or is that just Lancer being Lancer? Because, like, why is he called Toothpaste? I guess it is just being funny. Is it because he's, like, mint green? Still nothing over here? I swore there was more here. To be clear, Lancer's calling Ralsei Toothpaste Boy, and that's been a gag ever since. Fuck, I did that backwards. What hit me? Okay. Let's reconfigure the inventory a bit for this process to the optimal playstyle. That should work. Because I want to get the gold, whatever MacGuffin, the Muffet reference in the fountain. God, this is literally just the... okay. How... Yeah, I feel like at a certain point you just fucking take it. Alright, I think I've got enough. Yeah, I got enough now. So I can climb up there, but there's also the fountain here I want to hit. I wonder if this was Toby's way of, like, resetting the cash pool our character has. No, we know for a fact that Scott played Undertale. Because he mentions Death by Glamour as one of his favorite, like, OSTs. I don't think this room matters for... Oh, it does, doesn't it, right? You have to... I forgot there was, like, a thing you actually did here first time around. I'm really split on whether I end the stream early so I'm guaranteed to... Because what's at... It's technically at 11, but I want to give myself some buffer time. Even though there isn't... the movie theater isn't that far, I can get there in less than 30 minutes, kind of guaranteed. But the actual showing I'm planning to go to is at 11, but the tricky thing is, I'm not actually using a ticket. So for ages ago... a friend and I went to go see... I don't even remember what the movie was. But we were supposed to get D-Box seats for it. So, like, the basically seats with rumble is what D-Box is, if you don't know. If you're not, like, into modern movie culture. Which, by the way, I do recommend D-Box. If you ever get a chance to see, like, an action movie with D-Box, it heavily adds to the feel. I also suspect a horror movie would work great with it. Like, I really hope to see FNAF 2 in D-Box. But I want to see Superman. Not in D-Box, but basically the D-Box wasn't working that day. It was really early into D-Box being like a regular thing you could go see with. So they didn't quite have it working yet. But, so they didn't work that day, so they refunded us the tickets and gave us 2 Rain Pass checks each. So basically, what the Rain Pass checks do is they give you a free, like, if you show up and there's a seat available, you can just use one of those Rain Passes to get a seat to whatever movie you want for a standard showing. So I wouldn't get a D-Box seat, because those actually cost more. But, I already used one of my Rain Check passes, but I have the other still. My first actual experience with D-Box, though, was, whatchamacallit? was Fury Road, or not Fury Road, Mad Max Furiosa. That's an amazing movie for D-Box, by the way. No, the movie theater near me is pretty cool. It's still a little corporate, like a lot of movie theaters are. It's not like, oh, the local friend theater. What the? What the hell? That was such a weird gag. Chris really likes apples. Noted. Sure. Are we sure Ralsei's the horse? Trying to remember, like, what you do next in this segment. Ah, here. I'll just look this up. But the problem with the Rain Pass ticket is you can't reserve anything online with it. It's like a whatever's available kind of process. So I'll just have to hope there's a seat available. Um, uh, Delta. No, that's not even right. I don't know why. Hmm. Oh, that did work. I find it funny that Routes is even trying to hide stuff from us in the first place. Because Ralsei knows about the soul. That's been pretty consistently implied every now and then. It's part of my conspiracy that the reason Ralsei wants the player to close their eyes and think about Susie for a bit is they want to get the player's vision off of them and Chris for a while. I love the untextured green cane. I also love the implication that Gerson can dodge. Confirming that monsters are capable of dodging, a lot of them just can't very well. Oh, lag spike. That sucked. God damn it. I'm not super... Still not, like, super familiar with this boss fight's pattern yet. The diagonals feel a little, like, weird and finicky to me. Is my main struggle with them. I just want to, like... I just want to redo that. That was harder than it felt like the original time I did it. I'm hitting it. God damn it. That's my only one problem with like that parry gimmick is it does not feel very responsive. I know they want you to like heal to get through the fight and all that. But like it just doesn't feel super functional is my one problem with. Like it feels weirdly like laggy in that particular sequence where it's like I'm trying to press the button, but it feels like I'm trying to remove a prompt from existing. You know, it doesn't feel like I'm actually hitting something. fucking... It's just so not... I really like this boss fight, but on replays, I will note, compared to the other... Because I've beaten this game so many... I've done this fight so many times... Or not this fight, but the other fights so many times. My one problem is compared to Spamton's gimmick, for example, and even compared to Jevel's attacks, it feels just a little finicky in a way I'm not a super fan of, like a super big fan of. Like when it's just the basic like lateral attacks, like that, like these, it doesn't bother me much. But the diagonals do not feel super responsive. Now when I still straight up have no clue how you're supposed to dodge. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. It's like it feels like weirdly finicky when it starts going into the octagon phase. Like I was holding up there, but I was like slightly off because I was on the like diagonal. Damn it. Oh. I still can't tell the D-pad. It's so... It doesn't feel like there's a best way to play this fight, you know? Which isn't a problem per se, it just is frustrating on a replay where it's like... With Spamton and Jevel, I feel like I figured out what like the intended like playstyle and all that was. And I feel like I've really gotten like a sense of it all. What the fuck? I blocked it! It just does not always feel like Like, it feels like this attack just has a habit of sliding off. Yeah, whatever. I'll get through it. Did before. I'm probably gonna die this phase, though. This requires too many good sweeping movements, which this is. This control scheme is not amazing for. Maybe this is better on keyboard, I don't know. But I just realized I wasn't even to this phase yet. God fucking damn it. So I'm switching in and out. I use the D-pad for almost all of the fights in this game, with the exception of a few patterns where I'm like, oh, the stick is just better for this. Like, when it's there, it feels really responsive and tight and, like, intuitive. As soon as the diagonals appear, it starts becoming, like, weird and jittery. So I was using stick there. Damn it. And this one, I'm still not 100% sure, like, the mentality for... Because it's a weirdly enough, it's a homing attack. It's just a very unusual one. Oh, that attempt's terrible. Fucking... God, and I have to go 2 more attacks with but while basically going near no hit. In this alt attack, it also feels like I'm not... It doesn't always feel like I'm fast enough to dodge it, but whatever. Keep going through it. God, those spinny turtle attacks are genuinely some of the hardest shit in the game. At least for me, like those don't even feel like unfair, kind of like weird. Right? Fucking fuck. Let me do it again. It's interesting how you can see it's raining outside like it is in the real world. See, it's so like I can nearly fucking no-hit, or maybe even no-hit the first segment, no problem. Because it's responsive and like does what I think it's going to do. I don't have to play memorization. Not memorization. Fucking what? I don't have to play like weird controls on a super precise boss fight. God damn it! I'm pointing up. Acknowledge that I'm pressing that direction last. It's like for a frame it wants to go right, because I think I barely hit right when I go up, like when I'm sliding my thumb around. But that's all it cares about, is the fact that I barely tap right, and it doesn't respond fast enough to, like, correct it in time because of the little slidey animation. Oh. I'm sure if you, like, slow down the footage, you could even see what I'm talking about, where it's like, it just doesn't go the direction I pick. Because I'm slightly off, or I barely tap the other direction. Like, it just does not feel good. Oh. Fucking, that was my fault in that last one. I'm gonna try and stop complaining, because I feel like there's nothing more I can complain about or state that isn't very obvious from how the game looks. Just enjoy a bunch of Hammer of Justice on loop for like another 20 minutes, I feel like, at this rate. Alright, well, it worked that time. God damn it! I think the moment it goes octagonal, I just have to start using the control stick for the entire rest of the fight. I don't know how to get from that big side attack where it's like, I don't know how I'm supposed to dodge that one. What the fuck happened? I became really slow. I didn't hit any buttons or anything. Ugh, I hate that I'm gonna lose this run because it was really good. But I'm not gonna be able to dodge this blue bullshit. It's like so weirdly precise and impossible feeling. I don't get to heal because of the boss fight gimmick. God damn it, I think that's the final one. I hate it! Are you fucking kidding me? No, it does more it progresses the fight faster if you use a Rude Buster with correct timing. And if I have full percentage, I'm just wasting time. Because I don't think you can... I mean, maybe you can heal full health, but then you're wasting health with a lot of percentage. Rude Buster is a way to progress the fight faster. Fucking... I'm really annoyed that last run because I was there. See, that was me using D-pad there, and you can see how it was going the wrong direction. I just happened to get it on the animation. Like, you're making more net progress if you Rude Buster at high percent than if you try to heal. Because, I mean, it's half the amount, you know? Yeah, it's those little stars that... Here, I'll show it, because I'm going to lose this round anyway. See how many stars appear there? That means you had more progress in the fight. Like, there's a reason it exists. It's not just like a gag option. The whole point is it gives you more mercy than a normal attack does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm at the limit on heal. So that's the other reason. It's like there's only so much progress you can make with the healing mechanic. God, it's... And you can see the healing goes a lot of stars too, because he wants you to learn to heal. That's the reason he keeps... You'll notice that Gerson does a ton of damage when you're at high health. And then the lower you get, his damage drops all the way down to 6. Because Gerson wants to learn you to heal. It's like the whole point of this fight. I will say, and it's really unfortunate to say, in terms of the actual gameplay, I think this is my least favorite secret boss. It does not feel that fair by comparison to the other three. Or not even secret boss. I guess the phrase I'm saying is, like, of the Shadow Crystal bosses, this is my least favorite one, gameplay-wise. The Knight is ridiculously difficult, but feels like a really good test of everything you've learned in the game so far, even though it has some bullshit segments, where I don't like that they're random. But both Spamton and Jevil felt a lot more like interesting remix extensions of your normal fight patterns. Yeah, no, I should prefer the Knight over this. I don't think the Knight's easier, per se. I think the Knight is harder. But I don't... This doesn't feel finished. No, it's not. No, if you think the Knight's only bullshit, I just disagree. I guess healing is better in this case. This fight, what I don't like about it is that the challenge it expects from you is very reasonable, but it's stuck onto a gameplay system that is super finicky. Like, the core engine of the fight. The core engine of the fight just does not feel as stable as the others. Like, it doesn't feel as... Like, if all of Deltarune controlled with the green soul pattern, I think I would hate the gameplay of this game, honestly. I just don't like that system. I mean, yeah, there is a difference between skill and input issues. The Knight feels like it asks a very difficult challenge of me, but it is doable. There's only a couple patterns where I'm like, that does not feel like a reasonable expectation of the player. And they're all stuff that has like an RNG element to it. This, I feel like I know what I want to do. I try to do it, and then the game doesn't always fucking work. Right there is a perfect example. You could see my axe going the opposite, not the opposite, just like a different thing than what I wanted. It will just go one or two to the side often, and there's no fix for that. The fucking D-pad isn't better, the keyboard isn't better, the stick isn't better. Like, it feels like I'm just watching the game not, like, it's asking me a reasonable challenge that I cannot complete. That was a bad example. That was actually me fucking up. And also, no healing items kind of sucks in this. I mean, you have a consistent method of healing. And Gerson is kind of going easy on you in this fight, so it's not terrible. But, like, look at that! Look at that! I fucking pointed down, then it tilted to the side, because I think I barely, like... I'm trying to... I don't even know... I'm looking at my hand, and I think I just naturally, when I pull down, I slightly tilt to the left. And so it counts that as me pointing down left instead of down. It's just too damn sensitive to move away from what direction you want. And if you let go of the fucking stick, there's a chance the flick back will go to another direction. That's what I'm saying, where it's like, it's not that the challenge of the fight is unreasonable, and it's not that the premise of the fight, or even the bullet patterns are unreasonable. Just the fucking diagonal doesn't work very well. I think that's all there is to it. So it's like, you want the D-pad because it's the best for these straight-on directions, because it will always go there if you tap it right. That was just me fucking around. From when I'm explaining, so I was tapping every direction. Whatever, shut up. But the moment you want to fucking do diagonals. Yeah, it's very clear that it was not meant for this kind of, like, attack-fight pattern. And that frustrates me. That is all there is to it. I would not mind a minor patch to this specific fight to slightly tweak how it picks the direction you choose. Damn it, I'm so used to, like, the weird movement pattern on this thing that I was, like, preemptively trying to, like, oh, I'll go to the center, that's the last thing of... Whatever, fuck. This one's already dead. Yeah, there is something weird where it's like, I think it just... I want to, like, chart out how I think it actually detects input, because it's not... Like, it's not when you point at a 45-degree angle, it's when you point away from the cardinal at all. If that makes sense. So if you deviate from going perfectly straight, like, at all, it counts you as being diagonal. Fuck it. Send it. Just send it. Full send it. I'll just have to be better. That's what Gerson would want. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish the weird route today. I straight up might just have to, like... Here, if I beat Gerson, I think I'm gonna look up the ending to the weird route and watch it on stream, and then I'll beat it on my own time. I'm gonna avoid Rude Buster because I'm too low on health. This stream is a second playthrough. For context, this is the Weird Fruit stream. Like, this is not the normal playthrough stream. I already did the normal playthrough. So this is... The only spoilers you can't post or talk about, I would say, are spoilers for things that have not happened in the Weird Route yet. And like I said, I might just look up like the ending to the Weird Route so it's on stream. No, I don't know the spoilers for the rest of this route. But I do know spoilers for what happens in the normal context of everything. I think I'll do that one singular Rude Buster, because it does not feel reliable enough to... Because I'm going to take damage here. No matter what I fucking do, it feels like. What? Why did that hit me that time? I'm confuzzled. I feel like I'd figured out that it was always just... So is the hammer random then? Because that did not hit me any other time I did that. When I went to that specific corner there. That's really fucking weird. God damn it! Stay up! Stay the direction I'm pointing! I just realized it doesn't even fucking matter if you do a perfect hit or not. It's always 24%. The only thing that changes the percentage you have is either defending or using attack or blocking everything or not. The center. I think you're supposed to stay like very close to the center if you can. The other reason I don't use my keypad, or not my keypad, the other reason I don't use my keyboard is both my arrow keys and my WASD and D are a little buggy from overuse. You'll actually notice this if you ever read my Discord messages. You'll notice I type multiple A's a lot in a lot of my messages. That's because the A key is slightly bugged and will sometimes type multiple A's. Or sometimes it won't type an A at all. Likewise, like the arrow keys are a little similar to that. So they straight up will not like work for a very technical game like this. It will just randomly point left if I try to press A. I should get a new keyboard at some point. I just really like this keyboard other than those bugs. Like, those are the only downsides of this keyboard, really. Damn it, I didn't want to... You pretty much... I mean, there is an advantage to blocking that it gets you more tension points, but you actually do want to fight almost every time, if you can. Because you're going to get... most of your tension points actually come from... Go left! I don't like that one. That one feels way too memorization heavy compared to even the others. I don't think I've beaten the knight on a without the devil's knife, though, so I will have to do that on stream at some point. Because the devil's knife makes the fight very easy to build TP towards. The thing in the devil's tail increases your damage, so it's kind of a... I feel like it net evens out. But just being able to get 40% Devil's Knife was really nice. God damn it. I think the next few attempts will cross 10 o'clock, so... God, the stars feel like insult to injury, you know? It's not enough that you're dodging a really fast, weird-paced projectile, but the fact that it trails stars that deal damage for no fucking reason. Whatever, get me out of this. Yeah, it's always 24%. Which annoys me a little bit. Normally you get a TP bonus for being spot on. God! It's so hard to not lose my shit whenever that happens. Whenever it just does not fucking do what I wanted. Like, that is some of the most controller throwing rage. This fight can throw at you. It just feels like the controller's ripped out of your hand and you're just forced to take damage. It's so aggravating. I kind of wish healing had an action command like Heal Prayer. It feels a little plain of a move as it is right now. Maybe it will get one with Susie eventually. Because I could see, like, the meta player of that, of, like Ralsei's abilities function very, like, what you expect them to function like in a normal RPG, whereas Susie's are a little bit more, like, involved and active. How do I dodge that fucking left side attack? How do you fucking dodge there? This is the worst boss fight. I'm just gonna not. I'm gonna take off the fucking gloves. Not the worst boss fight in the entire game, mind you. That goes to Jackenstein. I stand by. I really do not like Jackenstein on a gameplay level. It's a really funny fight, don't get me wrong, and it's a very unique one. But it's unique in a way that I don't like how it's unique, you know? It's like, something can be special, and it can be bad for the way it's... for the reason... It can be bad because it's special. It doesn't do what I think the other good fights do well. This is also like that, where it's like... I just, like, every time it fucking goes off the thing I wanted to do... It makes me want to fucking scream and throw my controller. Go. And at least that knight had the conscience to shut the fuck up. Just kill me. You made it for keyboard. That doesn't fucking... I don't think that fixes the problem. Fucking fine. I'll do the fight on keyboard, you know? Sound great? And also, he didn't make it for keyboard. He made it with the fucking Switch in mind. Switch is a controller! That's my fucking point. It was made for controller in mind as well. Any arguments that it was made for keyboard and that's why it sucks is null and void. If it only works on keyboard, that means the Switch version just sucks. I'm not playing in the Switch version, but it ignores the fact that it was made to be a Switch 2 fucking launch title. It just objectively is not correct that it was made only for keyboard. And no, it's not any better on keyboard. It's slightly more responsive, but holy shit, not by much. I would say it's just the fact that the octagonal pattern and some of the attacks in general are not well-balanced moves. It doesn't help that sometimes the big attacks have, like, really weird-looking hitboxes. So stuff like the green shell just kind of looks a little weird and is a little hard to track for when it hits you or not. Like, I can see the argument of it was made for keyboard for Undertale because it was a PC exclusive for the longest time. And just eventually got a Switch port amongst other console ports. And had controller support. I don't remember if Undertale had controller support on launch, but it definitely got it somewhere along the way. But for the default play screen of Undertale, it was definitely keyboard. Yeah, I think the diagonal shells are the where it becomes really apparent to me that this is a like finicky control scheme. That was my fault. I don't mind the normal shells either. They're a little tricky for me, 'cause just my sense of when they're supposed to hit me is a little off. You have to redo water cooler multiple times? I mean, I know it's not an easy fight, but it's not that hard. I mean, you only have to last like 4 or 5 turns. Whereas this, you have to survive like a full, like, 10. Or more. I'm not even sure how many turns, but it's definitely more than water cooler. The save was far away, but I think I died to water cooler like once. I don't even know if I died, actually. I'm 100% not sure. I don't remember really struggling on water cooler. I mean, I remember it being funny that it was hard, but like... Usually I have at least 20 minutes of complaining if a fight's really hard. That's really annoying, and people probably want to skip, because, fuck, I don't like doing it. It's just like an instinctive thing for me. It's kind of just my way of venting frustration. Like, if you ever find, like, my weird... Like, I will say, you can just disregard a lot of my complaints for shit. I mostly say it just to vent frustration with something. Not because it necessarily always deserves criticism. Because just screaming, ah, does not really help me some. I think the healing is also the thing that's really tricky about this fight. Fucking that shell. That particular red shell is just evil. I don't even know why it's here. Yeah, I know. I know how I know I can perform revivements. I'm aware. I'm going to have to stop now, unfortunately. I just need to stop here. I'm a little split on what I do here. I guess I'll just save this for another day. Because, like I said, I do have stuff to do. Like, I